Welcome, everybody, to the Beyond Us podcast. It is I, Salo, joined by Brett, Daniel. How's everybody doing?
Chilling.
I'm alive. I exist.
Hey, are you?
Plane of existence. Kinda.
Since when?
I question it sometimes.
You're drinking your coffee. Looks like you're having a rough time there.
Don't feign like you don't know what my rough time is. I woke up approximately 15 minutes ago.
Yeah,
it was actually more like 30 at this point.
It was like 30
it's
at this
taken
point,
a while.
yeah.
It's 10 a.m. over there?
It is, yeah, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning for him.
Oof.
Speaking of which,
It's
since
not-
we're
it's not
addressing
that
time
bad.
and stuff like that, it is the evening of Thursday, September 8th, just for people's edification. And with that, we will go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Queen Elizabeth II passed away today. 96 years old. From what I understand, the doctors knew it was coming. Several people, like part of the royal family, flew in to see her before she passed. Don't have any information on whether they actually succeeded in doing so or at what time she passed away. But Prince Charles is now King Charles III. He becomes the oldest person to ever take the throne at 73 years old.
That's
That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
73 years. I mean, if we're being honest, we're going to need a new king soon.
Yeah.
Does he have a son?
He's got,
His son needs
he's
to
got
prepare
multiple-
now.
Prince Harry's his son.
I don't...
And Prince Harry's the
Prince
younger
Harry.
brother. Not to mention, having a son doesn't actually matter. There's a line of succession.
Oh, really? So, like, even if he doesn't, it would go to the next family member?
I don't know exactly
like
who
that.
the next in line is. I know Prince Harry's fifth in line. I know there are two princesses above him as well. So it goes in a order that I'm not exactly familiar with, but
Right.
but yes, it is now King Charles III. He became the oldest to ever take the throne at 73 years old. That was after serving for serving the longest time in history as heir to the throne, and being
7 decades.
and being the oldest ever heir to the throne.
So, is it like so? It gets talked about all the time, like how she's been queen forever,
Yeah.
right? Ever.
Forever.
Does that have something to do with like the way the day and age is now?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think that's a big part of it? Like, you don't have a bunch of rival factions and countries all trying to get rid of the
Like the main
queen.
leader, like trying to overthrow
Yeah.
the government. I feel like the world is a
Or
lot
if
more
there
stable
is,
than it
I
used to
don't
be.
necessarily know about it.
I mean, besides the chaos zones that have always been like drenched, I feel like we've been really stable.
I mean,
Europe,
that
America.
with a combination of where we're like leaps and bounds medically from where we were.
So I was going to say, I think
100
that's
years
more what
ago.
it is.
The medical side of it.
The fact that we live longer than we used to, we have more means to get through things. I think that plays a bigger role in it because, I mean, let's look at it this way. When it comes to U.S. presidents, in the entire time we've had presidents, only 2 of them have been assassinated.
Only 2, really?
Lincoln and Kennedy.
That's crazy.
And we've had presidents for, what, 250 years?
I mean, as far as like royalty goes, it was all. I think it was more common for it to be in family squabbles that led to the death of monarchs.
But like, I don't know. I think it also has to do a lot with the fact that Queen Elizabeth was loved by almost everybody.
She became like
King
a pop
Charles is
culture
not.
icon. Yeah, nobody likes that guy. He has controversy too, right? Came out with like...
There's a lot of things with him. I'm honestly, the biggest reason people don't like him is because he divorced Princess Diana.
Yeah.
And everyone loved her. Like, that's the biggest reason King Charles isn't liked. That, and apparently he wasn't a great father. I mean, from what we've heard from Prince Harry.
I don't know enough. I'd love to see like a documentary on the royal family and see what the.
I'm pretty sure there's a documentary on. I think it was Princess Diana, right?
Yeah.
Because she was the one that was in that car accident that was
Yeah.
really suspicious.
Correct.
Interesting. Yeah, I need to watch something like that.
Because even not a part of the royal family, she was more popular than the royal family.
Yeah, she was. But that was because she was in the public and she was trying to do things for the public.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think this speaks to it, too. Prince Harry, he wants nothing to do with the royal family.
So he would be excluded from the line of succession, right?
I mean,
isn't he in America?
That's not how that works. You don't just exclude yourself. But he did push himself lower down the chain. And he married somebody that had no royal history, which is not common for the royal family. You at least marry a duchess or a princess or something like that. He married a actress. Kind of.
Kind of.
Meghan Markle wasn't exactly an actress. She was like a dabbling actress at the time.
I mean, I enjoyed her in Suits.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't think people... I also think it's a lot like the presidency, if we're being honest, in the sense of it doesn't mean as much as people think it does.
Right. Like a head of state, really, how much power does he have? I know they didn't really have a lot of power. She didn't have a lot of power specifically, but she was more like a...
No, it was always...
You're a figure piece.
When it came to theoretically taking out the person in power, that was always bigger in like smaller locations that didn't have such an established government.
Correct.
You don't have a thing like Parliament or a Senate or something like that that are just as influential in developing laws and policies as whoever is your figurehead. So those people would get like assassinated and stuff a lot more often.
I think the biggest thing right now for the United Kingdom is they just got a new king, but 2 days ago they also just got a new prime minister. Like 2 days ago, Queen Elizabeth appointed Liz Truss as the prime minister.
Boris is out? Boris
got booted hard.
He said he partied.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, he needed to go. So, Liz Truss is now the prime minister, but that just happened 2 days ago. So now we went from having a new prime minister and a super experienced, leader of the country in Queen Elizabeth to a new prime minister and a new king, both going in at the same time, not really knowing what they're doing.
During war times, because Europe, they actually have to face a lot of what the Ukraine shortages. They have to experience a lot of I was watching a video about the shortages. Their utility costs were super high, gas prices were super high, so they're feeling a lot of it more in Europe than here. Our gas prices are actually going down here in the States. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
A little bit. Not exactly.
Yes, I've noticed the gas prices in the States every time I go to fill my car up.
Boo! I was talking to Daniel.
I don't have a car, dog.
Fuck you, everybody. I'm just trying to make conversation.
But before we move on, our hearts are out to everybody that is grieving this loss. I know this is a massive hit to the country and the people.
She was beloved, and honestly, I would assume it hits the United Kingdom similar to how America's hit with Betty White.
Yeah.
She's been around for 100 years. Everybody loved her. I would assume it's very similar.
I understand the comparison.
In the eyes of
older
the public.
person, an endeared person,
somebody
part
that
of our pop culture,
that we just loved, So
yeah.
So I, in the vein of moving things to a different topic, I found something else out that kind of surprised me. Mm-hmm. So, you guys remember Lilo and Stitch, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Lilo and Stitch came out in 2002, 20 years ago. David Chase.
Thank you.
hang on. David Chase, the voice for Lilo. Later that year was Samara in The Ring. They are the same girl. And I am not okay with that information.
Samara in The Ring, is that the scary lady?
The one that climbs out the well? Yeah, she's the voice of Lilo.
Jesus Christ.
Not okay with this information, bro.
I'm not okay with that. How dare you pass that on to me?
If I had to know, everyone had to know. Brett, you okay?
Gonna have nightmares there.
I can't tell if Brett's hurt or if he already knew.
He did like this anime thing where he tilted his head and his glasses, or he has his hat and his glasses
are like the
concealing him. Yeah, like the dun, dun, dun. I envision some anime music in the background. He either crashed or he...
I'm just imagining...
Samara.
Did the voice of Stitch?
No, did the voice of Lilo.
Lilo.
Specifically Lilo, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, that's less terrifying than what I was sitting here imagining.
You thought it was Stitch?
I'm just imagining like a creepy mutated, like kind of drippy skin Stitch climbing out of a well. Ew. And then climbing out of your TV.
What is wrong with you? We're moving on.
All of that.
We're moving on. All of that. All right. Well, while we're ruining children's, shows and movies, let's go ahead and ruin another one. Everybody remembers Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo. Where are you?
Mm-hmm.
So, there's I don't know if it was an episode of the show or if it was one of the movies, but I've seen the clip. And they're all hanging out at, I guess, a restaurant, and Fred has made friends with a new group of dudes. I'm assuming, like, frat boys is what it seems like. And he's going to hang out with them, and they're like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I don't really know. The guy said that they're going to teach me a new thing called Happy Tapioca, and I don't really know what it is, but apparently I'm going to be submerged in pudding. And it seems super harmless until you realize the actual definition for a Happy Tapioca is being butt-fucked while you're submerged in pudding.
This was in an episode?
Like it was either an episode or a movie. I'm not sure. It was better animated than the original show. It was one of the late. It was very similar.
Not the live action,
right? No. It was a very similar animation to that of like the movie Cyber Chase. Had a very similar animation style, but yeah, he's like, we're gonna do a Happy Tapioca, which
that's so
I don't really know
edgy.
what that means, but apparently I'm gonna be blindfolded and submerged in pudding.
Those classic shows used to throw the dirtiest things in, and it was just like.
But apparently, apparently a Happy Tapioca is when you're butt fucked while you're submerged in pudding. So
oh my gosh.
Fred is in for a very interesting evening.
Did he go?
Yeah, he went. I don't know what happened after. I just saw the clip, and it was him just hanging out with this frat boy that was smiling a little too much as he was off to do his Happy Tapioca.
Yo, that's rough.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's another children's.
I mean, I bet we'll never know because he's not bringing that shit up ever again.
I mean, I'd like to see that episode just to see what he does when he gets back to the group.
Like, they probably won't even mention it. It's like a one-off bit, probably.
Like, what if he comes back and he's just, like, got that 1,000-yard stare? And everybody's like, Fred, you good? So much pudding.
Yeah, I could see that.
Something like that. I could definitely see it being played off like that.
Now, did you guys see the live-action movie? There was a lot of, like...
Which one? There was 4 of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there was 4 live-action Scooby-Doos.
Live actions. Oh, I learned something new every day then. I didn't know there was 4. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I retract my statement. I have to do further research.
Okay.
And I will come back to this.
All right. Well, how about
that research should involve watching all of them.
That's some homework.
He should watch them. They should be watched.
Let's go ahead and answer one of our questions. We got 5 questions this week. Let's answer one. Amber asked us. This is a weird question, Amber. I'm not going to lie. How do you walk? Heel to toe or toe to heel? And what do you think is the best way to walk if you're trying to be sneaky? So I'm pretty sure I walk heel to toe. I think. Brett, you just walked.
How did you?
And I wasn't sitting here thinking about how.
Give us details.
Fuck it.
Give us the stride, the gait, the length.
Wait a minute.
For science.
I walk heel to toe, and that's probably because I'm in the military, and you have to.
That's probably why I walk heel to toe as well.
I think my camera is unfocused now.
Yeah, it is. It'll find its way back.
I think I walk
Eventually.
heel to toe. Heel to toe.
Heel to toe. Okay, so we all walk heel to toe. What's the best way to walk if you're trying to be sneaky?
I've never been.
Is quietly.
Quietly. I mean, I know running. I do from toe to feet, or mostly I try not to get the heel to hit the ground for running. I know it doesn't have to do with sneaking, so don't look at me like that. But for running, you do your tiptoes to run faster.
I like to walk from toe to feet.
Toe to feet.
I can't imagine walking toe to heel.
It's mostly you. So when you're running, you're trying not to.
No, running I get. I can't imagine walking toe to heel.
Right? Unless you're like a ninja or a spy.
Well, I guess Salo just answered the question of how to be sneaky.
Or a Kids Next Door. Code name.
So
Numero uno.
The only way I imagine myself really walking toe to heel is walking backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Or maybe like in a pool. But that's not really walking.
When it comes to being sneaky, I don't walk on my tiptoes.
I think being sneaky, I would still walk heel to toe. I would just try and do it slower.
I agree.
So, I've always heard walking on the balls of your feet. Have you heard that expression?
Yeah, it don't work for me.
I have to do like a little bit before that spot. It's weird.
So, whenever I've tried to walk sneaky, and the only reason I have experience with this is because my dad would be asleep when I was growing up, and I could not make a sound without being yelled at. Just like going up, down the stairs, I had to be stupid quiet.
Was he just?
It was just being delicate and precise. Like, know where you're stepping. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big part of it. Know exactly where you're stepping. I'm trying to think. I don't know if you necessarily need to put your heel down, but you don't want to be on your toes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, half your foot should be down, but you don't need your heel down.
Right.
Did they teach you anything like this in any classes you've been? Like how to like walk behind in a line, or like tactically walk or run, or like scout?
Don't fall.
That's all?
He's a weatherman.
But yeah, because everyone will make fun of
but
me.
I don't know if in basic training they do something. I don't know. I'm a civilian. I'm asking you.
Dude, the most advanced thing I was taught in Air Force basic military training was the cone block.
No.
What you mean? What else did they teach us?
Hold on. Let me think. They actually taught people how to shoot a gun.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like... So they teach people how to shoot a gun. They don't teach you how to stand tactically behind someone, like when you're about to go into places. Is that specialty stuff? Like, y'all just don't learn that?
What, how to breach?
Yeah.
No, they don't just teach regular people how to breach.
Oh.
No.
I just work here and I ask questions.
Nah, dog, they don't teach regular people how to breach.
Who do they teach how to breach? The
Breachers.
higher level people? Really?
People that breach.
People whose job it is to breach.
That sounds silly. So there's
they're not teaching.
Hold on. Why does that sound silly to you? Oh, I don't
know. I just don't know the whole structure.
So Salo, let me ask you this: would it make sense to teach people that breach how to forecast the weather?
Of course not.
Then why would it make sense to teach the people that forecast the weather how to breach?
I don't know. I just thought it was part of your basic military training. All basic, just standard stuff. I don't know.
No.
So
I did. So I did get taught how to breach, though. Let me be perfectly clear. I did. So I knew how to breach before I joined the military.
Me too.
But I did get taught how to breach after I deployed.
How?
So any type of specialized training that you might think exists in your mind, Salo, it would probably happen if I deployed. They're not going to teach me anything that I don't need to know unless I'm going to be in a situation I need to know.
Or are going to be specialized like the breachers, you said. Okay.
For the record, breacher is not an actual position.
But
there's a group of people that would be considered military police that would probably be doing the breaching job.
Hey, man, I don't know. You guys are the ones. I don't know. I don't know how it works up here in the streets. So where did you guys learn how to breach before being in the military, first off? Mr. laughs a lot over here. Please, do tell.
I learned how to breach when I was an active firefighter.
Oh, okay. Cool. What about you, Brett? How'd you learn before and then after?
When he was a hood rat.
You a hood rat? Certified, 100%. Subway fresh hood rat?
Subway fresh.
I'm not going to say you're necessarily wrong. I don't think we need to discuss where I learned how to breach. I don't think that's pertinent information.
Fair enough.
It's not a
Let's just say I had a life before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he almost,
which I don't want to talk about here because
that life before could have resulted in 15 to life.
Well, I got family that could potentially watch this at some point, so I'd rather not talk about things that I've done.
The beginning was probably rough then.
I'm having an awkward conversation later. I'm sorry. So when I let you go out, this is what you were doing? No. Yeah. I was talking that up for the podcast. I swear.
Right. It was just the boys, I promise.
Anyway. Here's a question that hits a little close to home. Murphy asks, how do you guys feel about Netflix's Resident Evil being canceled after one season?
Already?
Yeah, it's already canceled.
What?
It's disappointing.
It's bullshit. The show was good.
I heard a lot about it.
So, I don't think it got canceled on actual merit, in my opinion. This is obviously just my opinion. I've only heard one, in my mind, really justified reason on why someone might not like the show. And they were just bored watching it. If it doesn't entertain you, it doesn't entertain you, right? But most of the critics that talk about the show didn't mention anything of substance.
I never saw it. I can't make a comment, but it just seems like the fans appreciate it, right? Like the fans appreciate the material. No?
No, most of the fans bitched.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just like the games.
No, with the way the reaction was, it was destined to get canceled. Like, I'm not surprised. I'm just annoyed because it is probably the best adaptation of Resident Evil that exists.
Live action
in film material and in live action, yeah. Best representation.
100%. It even says so on IMDb.
Yep.
And on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the highest rated thing, but the fucking movies got 6 of them, even though people fucking hated them from fucking movie 3 on.
Yeah. So something me and Daniel did after we watched the show, and we heard about all the criticisms of the show and the hatred. We went and we looked up actual like critic reviews, and the critic reviews were not that bad for the most part. It was actually doing very favorably, but the fan reaction was abysmal.
See, the problem is with fans is you'll never please them. This is the facts. And if you're one of these people, I urge you to stop being so fucking dumb. Because you will bitch about something not being good enough for the source material, but then you will also bitch if it matches the source material too much. Make up your fucking mind. Enjoy things for what they are. Like, you can't have it both ways. It either matches or it doesn't. But either way, people are always fucking unhappy with it, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, personally, I would have liked to see a reaction to a season 2. You know, after they've done their world building, you know, stuff that might be considered boring because most of the people watching the show understand what the world's like. So a lot of it might be boring. So once all that's done, once all this background information for a lot of the characters has been created, I would have liked to see what they do with the season 2. But it doesn't appear as though we will get that.
Alas.
Yeah.
Which honestly is fucking rough because it's not like a movie where you need people to go like see it in theaters to justify the cost. It's owned by Netflix. They have the fucking money to produce a season 2.
Yep.
Their subscriber count did not change because of that show.
No. If it changed, it's because of their policy changes.
Like, it's not like a movie where you can say, oh, it performed badly.
Yeah, and it's a TV show, so it's naturally going to be paced differently compared to a movie.
Well, that, and there's also the fact of, and I think this is an important one, 9 times out of 10, hell, maybe 10 times out of 10, realistically, and then you get the one random outlier, the people that you're going to see talking about something on social media are the loud people that want to bitch. The people that sat back and enjoyed that show probably aren't posting about it. Brett and I didn't post anything about it. Brett didn't decide to make a Twitter account to tell, Netflix how great Resident Evil was.
That's also a comment on human nature. We're more likely to complain than...
Oh, absolutely.
That's just... Yeah. Like, even in, like... And I don't like to talk about work, but, like, even in insurance, like, you look at any company... You look at their reviews, first reviews are going to be all negative because that's going to be the passionate people who really feel like, I need to log in, I need to create an account.
Right.
Just so I can let them know. So you're just going to see more negative shit.
I mean, I was actually talking to my dad about this like a year or two ago. Because he was talking about like taking a company and writing a review about them on the Better Business Bureau. Which... Although, I will say, is actually very effective if you're trying to use that as a tactic to get something your way. That is actually very effective. Yeah. But I was talking with him. I'm like, do you ever like post good reviews to the Better Business Bureau? And he's like, no. I'm like, so you're never really helping a company, right? Like, you never get a good service, and then you're just like, oh, let me rave about this fantastic service. No, you thank them, you appreciate it in the moment, and then you move on with your life.
And it's interesting, being a company, you probably see a lot of just like peaks of negative feedback. Mm-hmm. And that's the data you're able to gather is mostly people complaining, telling you your product sucks. But there's a whole population that uses it. That's craziness to me.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason that like Netflix should have just made a season 2 is realistically the people that are bitching is not the entire populace that watched this show. It's just not.
Or it's not the entire populace that would eventually watch the show.
That too, yeah.
Like, you canceled it now. Just think about all the people that might have a bunch of things in their Netflix queue. And then they finally get to Resident Evil. They finish it. They're like, oh, this was actually really, really good. And then they find out that, no, 6 months ago they canceled season 2.
Yeah. I don't know. I think... I'm going to be real with you, though. I think that the other problem is, and I think this is it's a win and a loss, but I think that something that hurt Resident Evil was not being a weekly show. I think if it had been a weekly show, people would have had more time to digest each episode, and therefore they would have understood why certain things were going the way they were.
That's interesting. So you like those? Do you personally like those shows?
I think it depends on the show.
Yeah.
So very rarely do I enjoy watching something episode by episode. Mainly because it doesn't matter if it's necessarily good. I'll forget, I'll just be doing life and forget about it.
Right.
I like to just burn my way through, enjoy the whole experience. But a lot of people that do that don't actually have the capacity to sit there and digest everything.
Right.
It's not something most people are capable of doing. It's just a tax on the mind a lot of the times, honestly.
And that's why I think... And Resident Evil had a lot going on. Like, a lot. Like, we had
it did a lot of
timelines that were both developing as we went. That's a lot to process for, realistically, simple-minded people. Because all the people that are bitching, they're the people that didn't get it. I've only heard one person bitch, not even bitch. I've only heard one person complain and say, I was bored. I've only heard one. Everyone else I've heard, well, this didn't make sense, and this didn't make sense, and why would they do this, and why would you do this, and she was super annoying, but you don't understand why she was super annoying. Like, they didn't have the capacity to understand the whole show. And so I think Resident Evil is one of those shows that would have greatly benefited from being a week-on-week show.
Yeah.
I still would have waited until it was done to just watch it all.
It was also weird because, for Salo, for your edification, because it's skipping through 2 different time periods, you see the same character in both time periods, right?
That's pretty dope.
One's a child, one's an adult. And the child version, a lot of people were upset because, this kid's so annoying. Why is she like this? Da 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 da. But she wasn't the same person as an adult, which means she grew up.
She has growth, clear growth
throughout the story. Right. Yeah, she has growth.
What I find the most funny is the one thing that pissed me and Brett off. No one else bitched about. The one thing Brett and I were like, wait a minute, why did she change races as she became an adult? Because she went from not being super Asian to being super Asian.
Yeah, one of the main characters. One
of the main characters as a child was like half white, half Asian, maybe half something, half Asian. You could tell she was Asian, but not fully. As an adult, straight up Asian. That's it. Nothing else.
That's funny. Asian. No explanation. Just this is older her.
How do you explain something like that?
It was just kind of weird.
It was just
but it didn't take away. Yeah, it didn't take away anything.
But it was like
it was just weird.
It's just a weird decision to cast somebody that doesn't match the other person you cast in that role from a different timeline. And that was something he and I were like, are we just going to walk past this? Everyone walked past it. Everyone.
That's funny.
But Brett and I caught the little details. We caught a door that shouldn't have been opened yet, and it was. Like, it was already unlocked, even though they were trying to open it because it was locked. Like, we caught shit like that.
It's not like we weren't sitting there digesting everything. Yeah. We were picking it apart.
If it was able to be picked.
Yeah, most of what we were seeing was relatively enjoyable. And, I mean, with the children, and people might not like this, they were Gen Z children.
Yes.
Oh. Ew.
Like, to the T.
They were.
And so you have a population of people that are watching this product that aren't Gen Z.
Yeah, so I think that's the other problem.
Don't like these kids.
Gen Zers didn't watch this because they didn't grow up with Resident Evil like we did.
Like, what's this show? It's just another one of the shows.
Millennials are watching it, and millennials don't like Gen Zers.
So they just find these kids annoying. I thought their acting was incredible.
Perfectly. I was like, oh my god, I know somebody like you.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I know this. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this. Oh, you guys are you guys are playing these characters.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
Spot on,
but people didn't like them because they don't like Gen Z children.
Right. But we can move on from Resident Evil. Yeah. All I'd like to say about Resident Evil as a last little tidbit is just remember that if you go to Olive Garden, endless breadsticks actually means endless. For the record.
It was such an underrated, great scene. I loved it. I loved fantastic. It was such a good scene.
So without any major spoilers, just so you understand, Salo, there is a scene where one of the characters is sitting at I'm pretty sure it was Olive Garden, right?
Yeah. Because they went there for the endless breadsticks.
Yeah, they went there for the endless breadsticks. And they got a basket of breadsticks. And they're like, can we get another basket of breadsticks? And they're like, sorry, it's only one per table. And then he's like...
But it says endless.
It says endless. And yeah, there's no limit to how many breadsticks you can get. You just can only have one basket at a time. So there's a limit.
He was getting so upset about this, too. Mad.
And they're like, we can't bring you another basket until that one's empty. And so he takes all the breadsticks out, just starts putting them in pockets, eating like 4 at a time, slams them on the table, throws the basket at her, and is like, there, how about I get some more fucking breadsticks now? And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It was great, dude. It was so great.
It was so good, bro.
Yeah, so like when he got the basket of breadsticks, he was just like, okay, this one's mine. Let's get another one for the girls.
so good, bro. Good old Bert.
Man.
Anyway, let's move on.
Well, so speaking of zombie movies, right? Resident Evil. Me and Daniel were having a conversation.
Yes.
And you came up, Salo.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
We are very curious on the odds of you surviving a zombie apocalypse. He thinks they're very 0 to none. I said there's a fair chance, and then he started whittling me down to 0 to none. I was trying. I was really trying to defend you, buddy.
And what was the final straw, Brett? What was the straw that broke the camel's back on you not being willing to give him a chance?
Tell me, Brett. Tell me.
Well, so, as some people might remember from our previous podcast, we discussed what we would bring to an island. And me and Daniel, all three of us chose a gun of some sort, right? A firearm. Only 2 of us decided to bring ammo for said firearm.
I forgot all about that. That's fucking funny.
He's gonna be shooting blanks.
So when he told me that, I was just like, "Fuck! I can't argue this anymore." And so I wanted, and although you're definitely not prepared for this, but I mean, you're not going to be necessarily sitting there prepared for a zombie apocalypse to pop off.
What's the first thing you do?
I want to test your survivability. So first, I want to propose a situation that you will be in when the zombie apocalypse starts. Right.
Okay.
So you will be at work. You're going to be at work. In this scenario, people left the office.
Okay.
So, like, your coworkers went out to lunch. We'll say it's midday. People just went out to lunch.
Right.
Your boss actually decided to be less of himself, and he invited everybody out. But he didn't invite you out because he needed somebody to actually be here to do their job. And he trusted you to be here to do the job by yourself.
That's happened before.
There you go. So
we've had like
Tatal space.
Group outings and stuff like that where it's like the office closes at 7 and everybody gets off at 5:30. So somebody kind of has to stay back and work until 7. And then, meet up at the place and whatever.
All right. Well, we're having one of those days.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but
and
in this situation,
the one that had to stay.
Yeah, you had to stay. It's lunchtime. They went out to get lunch. They're supposed to come back. It's been 2 hours, so let's say it's roughly 3 p.m. now, and they haven't returned. And you're starting to get worried. The power goes out. What do you start to do?
First thing I do would be call the boss, see what's going on.
I'm assuming with your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
The landline.
Yeah. It's not working.
It's like the power's off or something.
Did you see? I just did the dial thing. It's not working.
So this is a normal scenario. I'm not suspicious yet. So, I mean, I would call the boss.
Yeah.
I would call the boss. I'd be like, hey, what's up? He wouldn't answer. Would the lines be busy?
Yes, all the lines are busy.
I would
so
find that
even
weird.
when you call him, you just get a busy line.
So probably at that point, I would either...
No, that wouldn't make sense.
Oh, no, the lines would only be busy to 911.
The lines would be busy to 911 or to any, like, maybe...
Yeah, like, to service.
Either that or the idea is the lines would be down. Like, there'd be no service.
Right. We'll just say you don't
Cell
get an
phone
answer
lines
from your
don't
boss.
get busy.
Yeah. We'll just say you don't get an answer from your boss.
So I don't get an answer. So I would probably text Amanda and let her know, hey, is the lights out at your job? And see if I get a response and wait probably like 2 or 3 minutes in the office because I'm not going to go out there because usually we lock the door when there's one person. So the door's locked and I'm not going to go outside. So I'm just going to stay there.
You're sitting there. It's been about 10 minutes now. You haven't heard shit. And then you get a call and it's from Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
And she's frantic. She's like, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. Everyone's freaking out. There's people attacking the building. I don't know what to do. And then you hear like a crashing sound and then the phone call ends.
Okay. So I'm out the exit. I'm out the safety exit in the back that's headed towards the back door. And literally, to give you an idea.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, literally, my car is not even a 1-minute walk. Like, it's right there. Like, I can run to it if I have to. But I don't know what's going on. So I'll probably go through the back door. I'll say, fuck it to work. I'll make sure to lock up the place. It'll be locked. Then I'll head to my car, basically. I'll use the emergency exit because that shit's always off. It doesn't turn on.
So when you get a view of your car, you see chaos. You see like people jumping on top of people running for their lives, and you distinctly see one person rip into the throat of another. And this is all just you looking at your car. Like they run past your car. Someone tried to get into your car for a second, gets tackled.
Fuck.
What do you do?
What is your first thought?
Honestly, my first thought, I'll be honest with you, to go back inside the Geico, because it's a place where I'm the only one who has a key. There's nobody else who has a key. I can fortify it temporarily, and my first thing would be to fucking find my boss's weapon, find a knife, find something, and then peek outside the emergency. Yes, I will find ammo. I saw Daniel raising his question, and that's going to be on the board next, kids. I will look for any sort of weapon. Let's say this dude has a fucking gun in his office, right? With ammo. I'll check for ammo.
All right.
And then, so my plan would be to stay in the back room because it's the most secure. Like to close the door and to peek outside the emergency exit and to look it directly to see if there's anybody at my car, if there's a clear line of sight. The moment there's a clear line of sight or it seems like there's nobody there, I'm just going to run with whatever weapons I had or found or something that I took from the office. You know what I mean?
Okay,
some sort of object.
So I got to ask real quick. Is the goal still to try and get to Amanda, or at some point in that chaos did you say, fuck that? Like,
So here's the thing.
Be careful, she might be listening.
So this is the honest answer, though. I've already thought about this because I'm just like, holy shit. Right. So she works at the bank downtown in the smaller town that we live in. I'm not going to, say it in the radio or the podcast or whatever. But she works at a bank on the way to my mama's house. So the plan is literally to get my ass that way, wherever that way is.
I love the way you said it. She works at the bank on the way to my mama's house.
On the way to my mama's house. So the plan is to go to my mama's house.
Bobby Boucher.
My mama got 2 big trucks. So once I have literally, let's say her job is like 5 minutes away from my mom's house. So literally the goal right now is to fuck everything else and go straight to my mom's house. Because she's going to be within walking distance of Amanda, or she's going to either be able to give me one of her trucks. I don't know why the fuck everybody's acting crazy, but that's going to be my biggest goal, to go away from the Concord Mills area, to go away from the mall area or whatever, and just to go straight to downtown. It's not really a downtown, if you guys know what I'm talking. It's just a little old city, but
so I know what you're talking about.
You're going straight to your mom's house and not to Amanda's work.
Correct. Because at this point I realized that she's close enough to my mom's house where that's just the best move. I don't have a car. I don't know what the situation looks like. I can get my mom's boyfriend. I can get my mom, or I can get their
Wait. So in this situation, you're not getting your car, right? You're not making any attempt to get your vehicle.
Yes, no. I'm gonna go straight for my vehicle as soon as I see a clear path.
He's waiting. He's waiting in the building until he sees a clear shot for his car. He's making a beeline, and then he's driving straight to his Dukes. And
while I'm in the building, I'm obviously gonna make sure put shit in front of the break room door, because that's gonna be like my little 2 exits. Either the break room door that leads to the office, or the emergency exit. Those are the only 2 things I have to secure right now. So my thinking is to secure just that room. Obviously, lock up the branch, but
and you said you wanted to go to your mom's place, get the trucks before you made any attempt to go save Amanda.
Yes, because at that point, I feel like once I start driving on the road, am I going to see shit popping off? Right? So if I'm going to see shit popping off, I'm not going to go straight to her. I'm probably going to go get help. So that to help me, the only people on the way for me to help her. For me to bring people is my family. They're right there. That's the most logical step. I can check up on them, make sure they're okay. And if they're okay and they don't have any way of giving me any support, I will know they're okay and go straight to Amanda, Because at this point, my reasoning is, if they're screaming, if she's in trouble, and I haven't found a weapon at the office, I know my mama got weapons. You know what I mean? Like, I know... Like, she got weapons. There's ammo. She ain't dumb like me.
Okay,
she ain't gonna be like picking up.
Here's what I'll give you. So, I don't know what kind of weapon your boss has. I'm just gonna make one up. Your boss has a revolver that you like so much. But
a Louisville Slugger.
But your boss,
no ammo,
he didn't plan to really use the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's got 3 bullets sitting in a used box cartridge, because sometimes he took it out to the range and fired a little bit. So he's got 3 bullets in there, nothing in the gun. And you find that one of your coworkers had a baseball bat underneath their desk next to a bag, because they were going to go do something personal later.
Right.
So that's what you find, weapon-wise. Now, after you've done everything, looks like the coast is clear, you start heading out to your car, right?
Right.
Make a beeline for it, right?
Beeline. Less than a minute.
So you go to get into your car, and you remember how I said somebody was tackled near your car?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that body's still there. You start approaching, you see that body has a giant rip right out of the neck. You know, they're dead. That's a dead guy, right? What are you doing from this point?
He's dead.
You see what looks like a dead guy.
All
you know is somebody tackled him.
Parked here. I'm getting this way, and this is
he's laying next to your driver's
side door. Yeah.
Or I guess the backseat door, because he got tackled.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go the other side.
You just find a dead guy.
I'm going to unlock the car, because I wouldn't think zombie, right? I'm not going to say I think zombie at this point. I'm going to think, what the fuck is going on? There's a dead body. I don't like getting near dead things. It sounds silly, but my instinct would be to go to the other side of the car and go in that way.
Now, are you sure?
Yeah.
The reason I asked that is because your goal right now is to get there as fast as possible.
No, as soon as I see the body, I feel like I would go to the other side. I think that would be my instinct. I would go to the other side.
Okay.
I would panic. I would do a double take and go the other side. Because it's a dead human body. I've never seen it thus traumatic, you know?
Cool.
Okay, let's fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
Let's say you get to your mom's house, relatively unscathed. You've seen some shit, but we'll get past that. No one's home. Do you have a way in her house?
I have a key.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you can let yourself in. Let's assume she was just out. So now she's not present. No one's home. You've just let yourself in the house. I'm assuming you're going to stock up?
I'm going to get weapons, ammo, or get the weapon she has, the ammo she has, because it's going to be more than what my boss has, and go straight back to the car. The way she lives in a duplex where there's a little, like almost like a little back alley almost. It's hard to describe. I would have parked my car on the grass at that point because I would be freaking out.
Right.
So literally, it wouldn't be like a journey to the car this time. I would just fucking step in and go to the fucking car and zoom the fuck out of there.
You're getting back in your car.
I'm getting back in my car.
All right.
If at that point she doesn't have her truck, like nobody's there, the truck's not going to be there.
Okay.
I'm going to go see Amanda. That's going to be the closest thing I'm going to need to do.
Brett?
Off to the bank.
What happens when he gets to the bank?
So
there's 2 stories too, so just so you know.
So you get to the bank. Now you've seen chaos all over the place, but you didn't really make sense of it.
On fire.
Yeah.
Bodies are just scattered.
I mean, if you didn't know better, the city's being attacked right now.
This is
right?
war.
Like, yeah, there's war happening. And you get to the bank, and you see a mass of people at the front door, banging, clawing at the front door. Jumping on top of each other, trying to get through the door. It looks barred. I say a mass of people. There's probably 20 people trying to get inside.
What's your move, hombre?
Fuck.
Hey, yo. Real talk.
Reaction.
So for anybody that's
reaction.
not aware, that is the reaction of somebody who just said in their head, I'm not getting in this fucking bank. She probably dead, but I can't say that because that's not a good look.
Here's the thing.
That's what that was.
No, fam, no. I was like, damn, bro. I think my gut instinct would be to try to get in there somehow. Like to go through to either find a way to get to the roof and to get inside, because I know how those banks are set up, or to try to find some back entrance to be able to get in there. Somehow, if even if it's surrounded completely, I'm sure it's going to be more concentrated in the front. I said fuck because I'm just like, but if I do that and I die, then my family doesn't have anybody to rely on to survive the apocalypse. That's why I said fuck. Because I'm just like, I'm still going to try to get into there, bro.
You do that, you die.
I die.
So
this is where I die.
Here's what happens.
This is where I would die.
You see this, right? It just looks like a mass of people trying to get into this building for some fucking reason. You pulling up made noise. And they all look at you. They simultaneously all turn around and stare at you. Everybody. What do? You have a split second before you immediately reverse?
This is my immediately. So I'm going to reverse immediately. Try to go into either some sort of circle or some sort. So at this point, I know I'm going to die, Brett. So fuck you, right? I'm self-conscious a little bit. So what I would try to do.
That's not true.
This is what I would try to attempt. This is what I honestly would try to pull off. I try to get the car going in a direction that it's going to hit something. I'm going to try to roll out with my equipment, with my bat, with the guns.
Pause. Do you know these are zombies right now?
No, they're just crazy people trying to attack me.
They're just crazy people trying to attack you. Why would you abandon your vehicle?
Because they're attracted to noise. I don't know what's going on, but they're bleeding, right? They're monsters, right? They're something. I wouldn't go zombie. This isn't the world where, like if a zombie apocalypse happens, we're like, no way, right?
I'm going to be real with you. I feel like for me, as much as I've seen about zombies, at sign 1, I'm like, this is weird. At sign 2, it's official.
I'm going with zombies. So that was another part of our conversation was, at what point does somebody just come to the reasonable, logical decision in this type of situation? It's like, I'm dealing with fucking zombies.
Probably around the time I get to the bank, huh?
No. See, I would have probably came to the conclusion
when the guy got tackled and got his neck chewed out.
Yeah,
that's when I came to the conclusion we're zombies.
I'd be dead, guys.
That's
I'd be dead.
And
so not really, because I feel like Daniel's insinuating stupidity ensues, but I honestly think I have too much.
No. So
I think I have too much of a good heart. I feel like my
outside
hubris,
of the fact. No. Outside of the fact
I honestly think so.
You didn't realize it was like, you don't think you'd realize it was a zombie like attack as soon as you did. You did a lot of things that made sense.
You did a lot of things that make total sense.
Yeah. In that moment, you didn't just panic and instantly run to Amanda. You're like, oh, I got to make sure I can live first. And you barricaded the door. You tried to scavenge for things.
I'd be dead.
So here's the thing. I think the moment that kills you, based on everything you said, is the moment you try and get in that bank.
Yeah.
Because if the zombies aren't getting in, that means the doors are barricaded, and they're not unbarricading them for you.
So unless there was a very close adjoining building that you could jump from to then get to the roof, or there was a window you could climb through or something. Some reason that you would get in, but however you got in, most likely would allow zombies to get in.
Right.
So, yeah, I feel like that's where I would fuck up. I would lose my shit. I wouldn't be thinking. I'll be like, I need to do something. and then obviously the rationale is like you said, I didn't even think about it. They're barricaded. They're not breaking in there. They're still outside. So that means
any way in is on lock.
Yeah. So I feel like I would panic, but I feel like the logical answer is wait. They're obviously not in there yet, so why am I going to try to get in there and create an opening?
My personal move in that particular situation would be, how can I create something to pull their attention away? Like, what can I do? I
was thinking of doing something with
am I the attention that they attract to now because I pulled up in my vehicle? Can I drive away and pull a mass of those zombies with me? And then just lose them because I'm in a car? Can I go trigger a car alarm X amount of distance away to attract all the, them away and get all that attention? I would try to do something in that regard. But obviously, there's going to be so many factors in those situations that you can't necessarily account for.
Well, and the other thing is, everybody says, like, this is what I would do if zombies were real. This is what I would do. It depends on the type of zombie.
That's also true. Yeah.
Right, we're fucked if we're getting those
like, are these running zombies? Like, is this World War Z zombies? Because if that's the case, my fat ass is done.
Yeah.
If we get
unless I got a car, it's over for me. I'm not outrunning shit. Not with my ankle and my 350 pounds.
Yeah, I think we're honestly all screwed if there's
But if it's walking zombies
or shambling.
I win if it's walking zombies.
I feel like, yeah. I'd be scared if it was like...
Because I'll be swinging that bat like a motherfucker.
Get that anger out, boy.
Woo. Like, it wouldn't even be funny. I'm not wasting no ammo, though.
But that makes sense. I wouldn't even have ammo to begin with. No ammo.
Anyway, let's move on.
I like this little scenario here. I like that, though.
Speaking of which, while we're on the topic of zombies, one other thing, something else Brett and I were discussing, and something Salo and I briefly discussed before we started recording today. As you guys have probably seen, we've been expanding on the things we're putting on the channel. We are going to continue to expand. Some of the things Brett and I discussed were a Beyond Cinema kind of section where we do movie reviews or fantasy castings for movies that who would be cast in certain roles, or do's and don'ts. Like, hey, for zombie movies, these are things you should have happen in the movie, and these are things you shouldn't have it happen in the movie if you want it to be a good movie.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then, if we do a movie review, we can compare it to our do's and don'ts checklist. But that is something we've been considering. We would like to hear your interests, though. If there are things that you guys would like to see us potentially branch out and do, topics you'd like us to branch out and make segments about, stuff like that, let us know. We literally encompass everything. We can see what we can do, even if it's a one-off.
Even if it's beyond us, we got it.
You're the worst. Okay. Let's go ahead and answer another question. Speaking of movies, Murphy asked, what are our thoughts on the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie?
So for those of you that don't know,
looks
the
ridiculous.
Copyright for Winnie the Pooh has expired, so it's now public domain.
Oh, I did hear about this.
And so we are getting a Winnie the Pooh horror movie with Winnie and Piglet. So just so people understand, Disney still owns the current likeness for all of the characters. The way that you picture them when you think about them, Disney owns the rights to those images because Disney created them in the 70s. But the original characters, Disney no longer has exclusive rights to. Which is why if you see the trailer for this movie, Winnie and Piglet are very large. They look kind of monstrous. And Winnie the Pooh is wearing a flannel because he's not allowed to wear his traditional red shirt.
That's funny.
But the premise of this movie is Christopher Robin decided he wanted to go to college, and he stopped coming to the 100 Acre Woods, and Winnie and Piglet lost their shit because they felt abandoned, and they murdered everyone else in 100 Acre Woods.
He is wearing flannel.
There's a part in the trailer where you can clearly see Eeyore's tombstone.
Oh, God.
Because they buried his ass, and it just says, RIP Eeyore. And I'm pretty sure they kill Christopher Robin and his bride-to-be, because he's engaged. Pretty sure they kill both of them. And I think that's in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, because then it looks like we have a whole other group of people, like 4 girls that went to a cabin in the woods.
That's terrifying.
And Pooh and Piglet are just tormenting
it sets
them.
you up. It sets you up with why Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are how they are and what they did to get to how they are.
Yeah.
And then it's just a story of like
it looks like
cabin
it.
in the
Now,
woods.
granted, I don't know what I'm really seeing because this movie looks dumb as shit. But I'm definitely going to go see it.
I'm going to go see it, definitely.
I have to.
Is it going to be in theaters? Is it going to be like
so.
That's going to be funny. That would
so it's
be
not
hilarious.
it's not just an indie film, like
yeah, right.
No,
Like if it's not an indie, I'm definitely going to watch it.
This is a full-fledged movie.
Holy crap!
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It is an independent film that's still expected to get released in theaters.
It's big enough now, yeah. The title, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This ain't no bedtime story, boy. That's what it says.
Let's see.
Did it say it with that accent too?
And it didn't say boy at the end, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's based on the original characters. There's a trailer out that came out on August 31st. The current release date is tentatively suggesting October 20th. But there hasn't been any confirmation yet. The United States release date might include streaming options in conjunction with the theatrical release. So yeah.
If it's streaming, ridiculous. We could all watch it together.
Facts.
I'm down.
And then we could do a movie review.
Beautiful.
But it looks ridiculous. But anyway, so Murphy, my thoughts as somebody that's actually watched the trailer is it looks like it's going to be a horrible movie, and I'm all for it.
I'm all for it. That's exactly it. It sounds like it's going to be trash, but I love me some that type of genre of horror is awesome.
Just going to be a B-rated horror film, but
if that, it might be C.
Staying in the realm of like cinema. I don't know if this is something we talked about. Did you guys know Moon Knight won an Emmy?
Yeah.
I never watched Moon Knight. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine or is it just fine?
It's somewhere in the middle.
Man, you can't put more layers on it.
There are a lot of good things about Moon Knight. Something we, when we were watching it, we couldn't help but just be like we couldn't stay committed to it.
We couldn't keep our attention.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily know what it was because the acting was really good. The special effects were really good for the most part. It seemed like a relatively interesting story. Something about it was not keeping my attention. And that was kind of our big thing about it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad show.
It just wasn't good.
Wasn't great in terms of keeping our attention.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was a fine show. It's worth watching. I can tell you that. Go watch it.
I think it didn't keep our attention because we knew in the back of our head it had no real impact on the MCU.
Yeah,
I think we talked about this before. Yeah,
that's what we talked about before. Yeah, it's lack of impact. But yeah, no, it won a Emmy for its sound editing in a limited series. So that's kind of why I bring this up. Okay. People saw that they won an Emmy for that. A lot of people like the show, love the show.
For what?
sound editing in a limited series. Not in a show, not in a series, not in a film, a limited series. So that made fans lose their minds for a little bit. And everyone just started getting scared that there wasn't going to be a season 2.
Oh, because it's implying limited.
It's implied that it's not going to be continued.
Limited means like 8 episodes or less, dumb people.
Yeah.
God damn, people are fucking dumb sometimes.
Is that what it means? I don't know. 8 episodes?
Say it's like a limited series means it's not long enough to be considered a normal show.
Which is like what, 12, 15 episodes you would say?
I think it's 13 and up.
13 and up. Okay.
I think because that's how many episodes most Netflix seasons are. Is 13 episodes.
So it got classified. So it got classified as a limited series because it didn't have a lot of episodes. People took that as there's not going to be a sequel.
Here's the thing: there still might not be.
From all accounts, there should be a sequel coming, a season 2, I should say. As far as everything I've seen, they alluded to it, and they have plans to make one. But I mean, plans change constantly, so yeah, there still might not be a season 2.
So you definitely think people are reading into it?
As far as I recently heard, it was Kevin Feige had interest in doing a season 2, and Oscar Isaac, is that his name?
Didn't they say based off the script?
I don't remember anything based off the script. All I remember saying is Kevin Feige was interested in a season 2, and Oscar Isaac was potentially willing to come back for a season 2, but no one was signed on for a second season. There was no contracts for a second season at the time.
Right.
When we finished watching it, which was only like 2 months ago.
So what I guess something that reinforced this to come up is in She-Hulk. They did a new Marvel intro for She-Hulk. And in that Marvel intro, it's now missing Moon Knight. They took him out.
I'm being real, I don't even remember him being in it.
Apparently he was in the M at some point, and they took him out.
Really?
And so, hardcore dedicated fans noticed this instantly.
Immediately, right?
Yeah. And they were very confused. They looked at the fact that, it's considered a limited series. They took him out of the Marvel thing. Are we not getting a season 2? Nothing's been confirmed for a season 2, kind of like what you're talking about. Is this not happening? People are panicking. Like, legitimately panicking that there's not going to be a season 2 of Moon Knight. And there's been a bunch of posts about it, about mixed signals Marvel's giving people. Because in She-Hulk, they reference Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac has a photo of him eating hot Cheetos with chopsticks. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Yeah.
It's a photo he posted. Well, in She-Hulk, they have someone eating Cheetos with chopsticks.
It's the main character.
Almost like a nod. Yeah, like a nod to Oscar Isaac. But then, people are very confused, and it's just a big talking point right now.
Huh. I don't know. I figured if we saw Moon Knight again, it would probably be in whatever they end up doing with Blade and Black Knight.
I think that would be a good way to do it. You show him in that. You build up anticipation for another season, and then you bring in season 2.
I think he'd be better off getting a movie before he gets a season 2.
That's fair.
That is.
There's still some unanswered questions. Like they leave you with a pretty big cliffhanger at the end of Moon Knight.
A couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, no one signed on for any future projects. And Oscar Isaac said he'd be willing to come back if the story made sense.
That's probably where I was thinking script. Yeah, if the story made sense.
Yeah.
But speaking of things to watch, if you guys are done with the Moon Knight,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Rick and Morty came out with the new season, a new episode. No, you're a hater. No,
I can't stand it.
Oh my god, it's so good. I'm a fan, but yeah,
I don't hate Rick and Morty. I don't have any interest in watching it.
So here's the thing. I don't hate it either. I just don't enjoy it because I watched enough shit like that growing up. That dumb comedy that feels super fucking pointless that you get in South Park, Family Guy, American Dad, Simpsons. All these shows, it's played out. I'm done with it.
No, Grump. I feel reverse. Like, I hate those. Well, I guess I feel exactly like you. I hate those shows. Like The Simpsons, South Park. I hated the vulgar joke, like slapstick comedy type cartoon stuff. For some reason, Rick and Morty is always pulled, like, I don't know. I like the episodic stuff, but I hate South Park, Simpsons. All those shows I've always, even growing up, I never liked them, to be honest with you. But Rick and Morty, for some reason, just a comedy, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, I just that sounds weird to me. I've never heard anybody.
I just always considered Rick and Morty like a new age Futurama.
And did you guys like Futurama?
I have Futurama. I love Futurama. Futurama was great.
Daniel,
I never got into it.
Really?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
It also has a lot of the stuff that we talked about too, like the Simpsons.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it, and it was fine.
I like Futurama,
but I didn't have a means to watch it when I was into those kind of shows. Now I'm not, so I have no reason to go watch it.
I do find it interesting, Salo, that you enjoy Rick and Morty,
but you don't.
Even
like
though
others.
Everything that you said that you disliked about the other ones is in Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I know, and just like I don't know,
like in the slapstick comedy, it's almost more.
Yeah,
from what I've seen,
and the vulgarity. Anyway.
I don't know if you guys have been caught up. They're doing more episodic, intertwined stories where they do character building for some of the people there. So I like the character building that they're doing with Rick and Morty. It's a lot better than South Park, a lot better than Simpsons. It's actually changing stuff instead of it being like, oh, another episode, another multiverse, another random thing that's going to happen and have no ramifications at the end, so it kind of makes all the other like slapstick comedy type bits that they do that I really hate, because there's a whole episode where they do it. I hate that episode, but like it makes those bits bearable because I like the story that they're building for the characters,
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever get through all the other shows?
I got through Futurama, but I like Futurama. Futurama's like one of the weird.
Futurama did that, where initially it started off as just random episodes, but it eventually creates a story. South Park does that too.
Yeah.
South Park always was a little too much crude for me, and then like kind of like Daniel, I didn't have access to it when I was younger. My parents always knew it, like they knew it was like it was a bad show or it had bad words. So like stuff like that, it wasn't part of my childhood, and the parts that I did seeing growing up, I'm just like, it's just fucking crude.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? It's vulgar. It's
so like
shock
for me,
value. I don't like shock value.
Like for me, I stopped watching South Park after they stopped killing Kenny. I haven't watched Family Guy in 8 years.
Yeah. Family Guy's everything you hate about it, isn't it? Like Family Guy's the thing.
No, I mean I liked Family Guy. I just stopped caring.
They had too many bits.
But like I was fine with that. I was fine with being able to turn on Family Guy at any point and not care what episode it was.
I think that was kind of
having that linear.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the beauty of Family Guy is you didn't need to be caught up on everything. It was literally one that you could just play in the background while you're doing anything else.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden there'd be like an enjoyable joke or bit in between. That's like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then you just move on and keep doing your thing. It's not the show that I'm going to watch episode by episode by episode by episode.
Right.
It's just not that kind of show.
And I think those kind of shows appealed to me more. The ones that didn't need to be like that. Because, again, it was like, oh, shit, I don't have to worry about the fact that I missed last week's new episode of Family Guy.
Oh, so you like that about it. Huh.
Yeah, like I didn't... Like, it's the same reason I liked cartoons as a kid. Most of the time, they didn't have a story.
That's so crazy. I like the ones that did have a story. Like
if I wanted a story Yu-Gi-Oh! Out of one of the shows I watched... Yu-Gi-Oh! Is an example of one that had a story. Yeah. So is Pokemon. I enjoyed both of those. I also stopped enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh! After 2 seasons.
It became the same shit after a while.
And I stopped watching Pokemon after he made it to the second fucking...
region.
second region's tournament and lost again. I stopped caring. I stopped caring about Yu-Gi-Oh! When it wasn't Yu-Gi anymore.
And a big difference between those and like all the other stuff that you were watching, they weren't your generic cartoons.
No.
Like, they were anime. So like it was a completely different thing than what you were just normally watching on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, because it was designed to have a story.
And for Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon things, I could watch any episode, not care that I missed an episode. The only time major story shit happened was in a movie.
Yeah.
Codename Kids Next Door, the only time they had major story stuff, movie time. Fairly Odd Parents. The only time we had a brand new character that mattered, like Poof or whatever, was a movie. You could watch any episode and not care. Movies are what made the difference.
And then, like, the ones that had real stories outside of a movie, the shows that had real stories were either anime or animations. Like, Teen Titans was an animation. It wasn't a cartoon.
It wasn't a cartoon, per se.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can sit there and make an argument either way, but in generalized classification,
I think the other reason shows like Teen Titans and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I could enjoy all of them because they were so drastically different. Family Guy, South Park, American Dad, Rick and Morty, all of those, they're basically the same thing, just recycled with new characters and slightly different drawing styles. And I stopped caring because I'd already watched it. I think that's what it boiled down to. Now, that being said, I don't mind that type of show. I just never cared about Rick and Morty because by the time Rick and Morty was a thing, I was barely watching television.
Yeah.
That's not to say what they're doing isn't good or successful. Hell, Rick and Morty, the people that made it, they've got a game coming out later this year that I plan on buying.
It looks great.
Because the shit looks hysterical.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I tell them, like, I don't watch Rick and Morty, they go instantly into what you were going into, Salo. You're a hater. And it's like, no, I don't hate the show. That's exactly what you said. You instantly called him a hater.
I called him a grump.
Instantly.
You did call me a grump. You also called me a hater.
After. Yeah, you called him a hater.
You called me a hater first. And then when I explained it, here's what happened. You said, do you like Rick and Morty? And I was like, no, I can't stand it. You went, oh, you're a fucking hater.
Because you said you can't stand it. You didn't say, I don't like it. You said, I can't stand it.
Because I can't stand it.
That's drastic.
Because it's just dumb comedy. I have better things to do with my time.
It's just passionate feeling. So I responded with a passionate feeling.
Of calling me a hater.
Yes.
I don't hate it. I just don't enjoy it.
You don't enjoy it with a passion, my friend. You don't enjoy it with a passion.
I don't think that's how that works.
There's a line and you're wiggling towards it, my friend. You're almost there.
That's just not true.
It is.
No.
So bottom line, we don't hate it.
We
don't have I don't have
boat. He
actual
doesn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't have disdain for the show. I just don't watch it.
I don't care enough to watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't judge anyone that watches Rick and Morty. That would be like, if I hated on the show, I would judge you because you watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, watch Rick and Morty. Do you?
It's maybe I'm the hater, guys.
No. I mean, you're judgy, but no.
Yeah,
I'm judgy.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's answer another question. We got one more question from Amber and one more question from Murphy. Which one do you guys want to do first?
The left one.
There you go. The left one.
It's our top and bottom.
Hey, man. That's for you to figure out.
Amber wants to know if we could be any mythical creature, what would we become? That's tough. I
feel like one of you would say merman.
Fuck that.
No, I don't want to go into the ocean.
I don't want to be in the ocean all the time. Fuck that.
No.
A mythical creature.
Shapeshifter.
I would want to be that spooky thing we created that we created during our supernatural episode.
You mean us?
The darkness. Yes, us.
See. Here's what I imagine though. Like you get to be that. Let's say for a day, right? For a day, you turn into that.
Uh-huh.
And then when you're no longer that for the day, that now exists in this world.
Yeah, you made it a thing.
It's coming for its creator. It's coming for its creator.
I'm scared, guys. I'm gonna open this window. I'm gonna slowly undo this window so there's creepy stuff that happens.
Because if I'm a shapeshifter, I can be anything else. Shapeshifter. Oh, now I can be a werewolf.
It feels.
Now I can be a vampire.
I feel like being a shapeshifter.
Now I can be a cyclops.
I feel like it would hurt.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on what version of a shapeshifter you are.
You would be the painless shapeshifter, I'm assuming.
I mean, I can deal with the pain. I'm already in pain. I'm gonna be real. You know what's fucked up? If I was a shapeshifter, you know the first thing I would do?
What?
I'd shapeshift my ankle back into a proper one.
Stop it. Oh my gosh.
And then I would condense my stomach.
You would just shapeshift your own body and
I would just
you would
be
keep your face
in peak form, yeah.
And you go around telling I'm a shapeshifter. I'm like, bro, I've always seen you with the same body. No. I'm a shapeshifter.
Look,
you just can't see it.
Yo, how fucked would it be? Like that ends in like a day, and then like you just like your ankle just breaks. God. Like you hear a snap worse. And a pop.
That'd be it. That'd be it for me.
Like I lived. I'm done.
Yep, that's the end. It's the end of the world.
Most mythological creatures turning into them that I can think about, I feel like would just be horribly inconvenient.
Yeah, but not a shapeshifter.
So just to say I've done it, I'd probably become a dragon.
That's where my head went.
As a shapeshifter.
Not necessarily true.
Why not?
Well, most shape-shifting has you becoming something a relative proportion to yourself.
That's not what I said, though. I said shapeshifter.
He's an unlimited pain-free shapeshifter, too.
I never said pain-free. I'll deal with the pain. If I got to go through some growing pains to be a fucking dragon,
that
is a point, though. There has to be a limitation where your mass can't create that mass. You know what I mean?
Why? Because that's...
Like, you can't create Fantastic can literally stretch out to be fucking 100 feet long.
But you'll get frailer, or you'll be more stretched out and weaker. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know how to break this to you, but I got enough stomach to stretch out to be at least 30 feet.
Well, then my entire point is gone.
Like, I'm just saying, Mr. Fantastic can stretch out to be as fucking far as he wants without any fucking concern for his structural integrity. Like, it's a fantasy world. I don't think there's a limitation.
Fair.
Like, I didn't ask to be Mystique, where I can only change into other dudes. Like, I want to be a shapeshifter. I can change my shape. If I want to be a fucking bouncy ball, I can.
Oh, you're just you just shape shift. It doesn't matter what kind of shape.
I'm like the elongated man.
Got to check the tables I sit in. Or tables anything.
I'm like fucking. I'm like the Wonder Twins, but by myself. Form of whatever the fuck I want. Like,
a mythical creature, right? It has to be a mythical creature.
Yeah, mythical creature.
Creature of myth.
Be probably like a vampire or some shit.
All right, well, Salo can never come out during the day again.
Never come out during the day. All the podcasts have to be my time at night.
Hey, you might survive that encounter with Genghis Khan, though.
Oh, yeah. I will.
I just won't let that go.
Genghis is my homie. I'm a Genghis.
Right. So, vampire. Brett, what was yours? Dragon?
Dragon, yeah.
Okay. All right. Other question. This one will be much easier to answer. What are each of our favorite and least favorite holidays? Favorite holiday? Halloween. Least favorite holiday? Valentine's Day. Done. Look. Gentlemen?
Brett?
Salo doesn't know.
I'm like, fuck, what are holidays?
Salo needs to think. I'd say my favorite would be... probably Christmas. I just like Christmas. Least favorite?
Labor Day?
Valentine's Day.
I don't mind
Labor
Valentine's Day.
It's dumb.
It's commercialized industry, but most holidays
it is, but I don't give a shit about other people. It would just be between me and the person I'm with.
Whoa. Ooh la la.
See, that's why I don't like Valentine's Day, because in my book, I don't need one day of the year to make you feel special.
You don't? No.
But it's one day a year you can act even more special.
I don't need to. I should either be treating her like a queen or treating her like trash. There shouldn't be, I treat you okay most of the time, and like a queen one day a year.
Is Columbus Day still a holiday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then Columbus Day.
Okay.
My least favorite.
Salo?
I like Halloween. Like, it's one of my top.
That's my number one.
It's
too.
just fun. It's just fun. And then my least
favorite. It's a close number one with Thanksgiving, though, because that's a lot of food.
Oof. They're perfectly close together. I don't care for, like, a Labor Day or something like that. Like, I don't want to steal his answer, so I'll go with Labor Day.
Real dog. I thought he was about to say, like, Veterans Day.
No, I stopped myself.
Or, like, true. Martin Luther King Day. Like, I thought he was about to say some disrespect.
I thought about what I said very carefully, because I looked at both of y'all, and I'm like, okay.
All right, so you can't say Veterans Day.
I know labor people hate labor.
Wait. I ain't gonna let you get away with this. I ain't gonna let you get away with this.
I don't know what Labor Day is.
You said that you had to be careful about what you said. Specifically trying to not say Veterans Day because we're here. Does that mean your least favorite holiday is Veterans Day? Did you dislike Veterans Day?
Or is it Memorial Day?
Yeah, which one is it? Veterans Day? Memorial Day? Do you see MIA? POW? And you're just like...
And you just get mad.
Why are we doing this? Why do we care?
Right.
They ain't here.
So for everybody listening, I appreciate and I respect veterans. I apologize for my previous statement. I made a mistake, a slip of tongue. I would like to say out here, just out to the public, that it has been brought to my attention, my ignorance, and I want to first and foremost apologize to the veterans, to the Americans who have fought for this country, and first and foremost, I want to thank you, Brett and Daniel, for, checking me. Okay. I appreciate you guys.
All right, so I got one other thing I want to bring up real quick, because this shit it happened recently, and it's insane. So, a streamer on Twitch got banned for a week. Banned for a week because she was caught having sex live on stream.
I did not expect you to say that.
I'm sorry, what?
She was having sex on stream, and you can see it in the reflection of her window. She's getting railed from behind while she's leaning forward into the face cam. Off from like a side, like this. And she's getting railed from behind. Doing a horrible job hiding it. She's making faces, she's reacting. But you don't see anything unless you look in the window.
Was it staged?
Reflection.
Was it staged?
Not staged. So she gets banned for a week. Banned. And she comes back to double the amount of followers, and she went from having single-digit viewership to every stream since then she's had 50 to 150 people watching. Because of course she would.
I wonder if she's making a lot more, like a significant amount of money now.
Probably. She's probably making those donos.
Yeah.
Trying to get them biddies for them titties.
So if this
Here's the problem.
So if this was a mistake, then she's reaping the benefits of something she didn't intend to do.
Here's the problem. If this was a guy, he wouldn't have been unbanned.
No, probably not.
And additionally, now she got unbanned. You have to keep that precedent. So now, if you want to get a big spike in viewership, just fuck live on stream. You'll get banned for 7 days, but you'll come back to double the fucking followership. Just do it before you go on vacation next month.
You know what's got to have certain people upset about this are like streamers that have like OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know,
they
streamers
can't even say that they have OnlyFans.
They can't.
They have they have to say OnlyFriends or OF, because if you say you have an OnlyFans on Twitch, like if you promote your own OnlyFans, Twitch will say you're doing something wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the same reason you can't say simp or virgin.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Because
you can't call people a virgin because that's what is it? What was it? What was the term they used? It's
it was like degrading or no?
It's a degrading them based on their sexual experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're equating it to the same thing as if you were sexist or homophobic because you're making fun of somebody for not sleeping with someone.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not what we're doing here. People are getting banned from tournaments for teabagging because they're calling it sexual assault.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody got banned out of a tournament for teabagging his own teammate. Because the moderator was like, "Nope, not in my tournament. That's sexual assault." I'm like, "What the fuck? No, it's not, dog. That's teabagging." Now, teabagging in real life, that's sexual assault. My homie drops out on the floor, and I just walk up, and I'm just like, yeah, that's not cool.
That's a fight.
That's a fight.
That's a fight.
But
Mad fight.
It's not a ban.
But no, so my problem with this is now there's a precedent that's been set. You can't punish other people more. Otherwise, why didn't she get punished more?
It's kind of going back to that YouTube thing where there's guidelines that are only enforced for particular people,
right,
but not for everybody else who meets a certain threshold. Because I'm sure,
I guarantee you, if I got caught getting a fucking blowjob under the table while I was streaming, my account would just be terminated.
You'd be perma-banned.
Yeah. Like, my shit would be gone.
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
It's
one-sided. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel it.
But, I mean, she came back to double the followership and multiplied her viewership by 50.
Was it Twitch? Was that the streaming service? Mm-hmm. Do you have to watch yourself? Do you personally watch yourself with what you say? Because it might get recognized and shit. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's plenty of things that aren't actually offensive that I would be fine with saying off stream that I can't say on stream because all it takes is one person taking it the wrong way.
By the way,
yeah.
Salo, we have to be careful what we say here on YouTube. Like, even if our content's marked not for children, there's still stuff that we are not allowed to say.
That's fair.
I mean, the major difference between YouTube and Twitch is YouTube will flag your thing, give you a warning, and demonetize you. Twitch will just ban you.
Yeah. Twitch will just kick you off the platform.
Like, there are certain words that are an automatic demonetization on YouTube.
Ooh, that's the worst. YouTube?
but we haven't said any of those.
Yet.
Yet.
You make me upset enough, I might.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I ain't really got a rebuttal to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. I'm like, nah. Let me not before.
I mean, there's a particular word I say on Daniel's Twitch all the time, just because it demonetizes his chances on YouTube. I'll be like, bleep, demonetized.
Uh-huh. And then that round can no longer be uploaded to YouTube.
Absolutely.
But that's fine, because soon Brett's going to start editing my YouTube videos.
That's true.
He's going to be the one that has to edit out the sound.
Oh, you're going to be the editor? You like editing?
He's trying to learn how to do it better.
He's doing a great job. Keep it up.
Yeah, you're all right.
No, I'm not.
You're all right. Pretty good.
They completely changed the program on me. Like, I opened up Adobe Premiere and I didn't understand anything I was looking at. Like, when we started the podcast, I was like, I was fully confident. I'm like, yeah, I'll edit this. I've been doing this for years. And I opened up the updated software. I'm just like,
it's completely different.
What am I looking at? I don't know what any of these tools mean. Why did we change the name of literally everything? Mm-hmm. I guess that's what happens when you stop for 5 years.
But I will say this: you're doing something for free that we could pay someone to do to edit the audio. So
hold on,
it's good in my book.
Hold on, who we paying?
Yeah.
Who's paying?
Yeah, who's paying?
Whose pocket is that coming out of?
Salo?
I have spent $4,000 in the last month on my credit card.
I will stop editing if you want to pay somebody.
No,
I'll step away.
He was insinuating that you could pay.
I was definitely insinuating Brett could pay. Yes.
Oh! I have to pay for this.
So look, first off, young man, I was trying to give you a compliment on your editing. And
I mean, you can start paying me for this, Salo.
What did you just say?
He called me a young man.
I definitely misheard that. Okay, all right, I did mishear that.
Anyways,
I thought he told you to be a man. I'm like, wait a minute.
Bro, if I want to get slapped across the face, I'd say that, but I don't. And I don't want to be demonetized. Anyways.
Be a man. All I can think of is
the Mulan soundtrack in the back. You see Brett reach across the fucking computer screen.
Yo, if he smacks you from Korea, I will lose my shit.
We wouldn't even have to be banned for a week. It would just be instant.
Bro, could you imagine if, like, secretly, me and Amanda, we've been, like, having conversations about you just because, like, she wanted to get to know one of your best friends, and I just messaged her like, hey, come slap Salo real quick.
She fucking opens the door, slaps the shit out of me
right on the back of the head, and then walks out like nothing happened, and you're just confused.
It'd be even better. She walks up in the background, you see her get that, like, that, you know, that extra slap ability. She rubs her hands together. Bam! Right to the back of the dome.
Honestly,
that shit be priceless.
Honestly, I respect that. She just texted me, she said, boys, what are you talking about?
Yo.
She knows.
She knows.
She knows. Oh my god.
They're not going to find out. They're going to find out. They're not going to find out.
They're not going to know.
Don't be suspicious.
Oh no. She said you deserve a slap. Great. Thanks.
Yes.
No. Let's go. Yes. Let's go.
No, I don't. Don't listen to them.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he does.
Get him.
Did you just call her nosy?
Get him.
No, I didn't. Shut up.
That's what I thought he said. I could have swore I heard nosy.
Look, Amanda.
Did you say she would dare slap you? Did you say you the man of the house? She ain't gonna hit you?
She ain't gonna do shit.
She ain't gonna do shit.
Shit.
My PTSD's good. All right.
Oh, my God.
Whew.
Oh, man.
Well, on that note, you ready to take us out, Salo?
All right. This has been Beyond Us with me, Salo, Daniel, Brett. Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell Bill. Sign up for our Plenty of Fish fans, whatever the fuck it's called. Share our video, like, retweet, favorite. What? Join our Instagram group and our Facebook circle, and everybody have a blessed day. Thank you.
I don't mean to cut off our illustrious outro, but I did want to inform the public that you now have to pay to receive our notifications. You might not realize that, but a bill will come out of your account. It will be indebted to...
It'll be an invoice.
I also want to let you know that if you match with us on Plenty of Fish... you do not get to date all three of us.
Just primarily those two. Thanks.
It's it's rock, paper, scissors.
Y'all too. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you had a good time, and everybody have a blessed night and day and middle of the day whenever you're listening to this. Bye.
Hit that notification bell.
Okay, I stopped recording.